welcome to Tutorial Tuesdays. I'm your host, Patricia Ambrose. This web show is for all you makeup lovers out there. The first show is dedicated to what else but brushes. So what we're going to be talking about today is brushes and the use of them, because a lot of people, they buy a lot of brushes but they don't know what the purpose of them are. So I'm just going to go through some of my favorite brushes from Sigma Beauty, and I have some MAC ones here as well, and some from my class from makeup school that I love to death. So what we're going to start off with first is the brushes that I like to use on my clients and myself for the eyes. I think the eyes are very important, and you have to learn how to blend and use the proper brush. Some people use just one brush, and sometimes you need at least 3 to 4 brushes, but I'm a makeup enthusiast, so sometimes maybe 2 is enough. But we're just gonna go over it real quick. Okay, so the first brush I'm gonna start with is what's called a large shader brush, and this one's by Sigma Beauty, and the number is 860. It's really flat, and that's what you need to get proper coverage, because it picks up a lot of the eyeshadow. So what you would do is that you would pick up the eyeshadow, you know, tap, 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 and then you would tap off the excess, and then you would continue to pack. All you have to do is pack up on the makeup. The companies that I usually use with eyeshadows is MAC, Makeup Forever, and Urban Decay, because they're highly, highly pigmented, and also NARS too, so you should check it out. This is an awesome brush. If you don't really have that much time, this provides much coverage on your lid. So I would suggest that you would get either Sigma Beauty, because I love them, a large shader brush. Each company has large shader brushes, but they usually look like this. So, okay, all right. The next brush that I like to use is for everyday 1, 2, 3 quick step, 1 eyeshadow, max 2. And this one is the SS239 brush by Sigma Beauty. And this is a medium sized shader brush. So it's like the smaller version of this. Now, this is a brush that you would use if you just only want it on your lid, and you don't want to get fancy with it and like have a crease and a highlight. Just one simple color. This brush will do you justice. And they look like this. And this is a medium shader brush. So any company will have it. With Sigma Beauty, it's the SS239 brush. Okay? All right. The next brushes that I like to introduce, and not a lot of people know about them, but they're very important. Have y'all ever noticed a girl or a female that has eye makeup on, but you notice that they have 3 eyeshadows? It's like eyeshadow here, starts here, stops here, enters here, starts here, ends here kind of situation, and it kind of looks weird. See, the brush that they're missing in their life is what they call the blending brush. Oh, I love this brush. This is a tapered blending brush. This is a full blending brush. This is a crease blending brush. Now, it's not essential that you have all 3 of them, because I'm a makeup fanatic and I have to have things. I need all 3 of them, and I'll explain what each one does. The crease one, which this one is called the small tapering blending brush, and it's the E45 by Sigma Beauty. This one is essential if you want to get a great smoky eye effect. So what you would do is that you would take the eyeshadow, tap, 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 and then you would go into the crease of your eye and just kind of blend it in like that. You see what I'm saying? Not right here, not on top, but just right in the crease. With my clients, I tend to tell them to keep their eyes open, because sometimes you can't really tell where the crease starts and where it ends. So when you keep your eyes open, it kind of gives you the effect of where it should be. And this is the perfect brush to use. This brush can be used for the same function as this brush, but this provides more coverage, where you can kind of get a little bit funky with it, where you would do the same thing, put it in your eyeshadow, tap, 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 and then you would just, it kind of like brings it over, and it kind of like softens the harsh lines within the crease to the eyeshadow to the crease to the highlight. It kind of like blends everything together, so it kind of gives off soft lines, so it's not as harsh, and it looks more natural and more finished, and it gives you more of a polished look. So this is what you should be looking for when you look for a standard blending brush. It's kind of like a bulb shaped, and it kind of like, you know, blossoms on the top. The next brush is called the Tapered Blending Brush by Sigma Beauty, the E40. Now, it's kind of similar to this, but it has more bristles. And I kind of like to, you know, mess around with it a little bit, you know, to make it as fat as possible. This is like your finishing brush for your eyeshadow. Like once you completely do your eyeshadow, this is the finishing brush. Now you could get crazy with this brush. So no matter how much eyeshadows you have, you just make sure like all your eyeshadows that you have your final eyeshadows on. With this brush, you can blend all over. That way, what ends up happening is that it creates smooth, soft lines, and it's not harsh. Like it doesn't, you don't see that the green starts here and the yellow stops there kind of situation. So these are the brushes, the blending brushes that I use. You do not have to get all three of them. Eye region, and this one I've had for like many years. And this one's from Sephora. It's a duo of an eyebrow brush and a flat eyeliner brush. Now, with the flat eyeliner brush, what you would do is you can either use a gel eyeliner, a liquid eyeliner, eyeshadow with an eye sealer, and what you would do is that you would tap it in the area that you would like, any product, and then you would just slowly slide and create the line that you want. Some people like a cat eye, some people just like a straight bold eye, some people like it thin, some people like it thick. It's up to you. Now with the eyebrows, some people don't really know about this brush, but I think it's important because a lot of people, if anything, if I don't have any makeup on, my eyebrows need to be done before I leave the house. I feel like it's the gateway to the soul. You need to have your eyebrows done, ladies. The next brush is a MAC brush, the 210 brush, which is an eyeliner brush. Now, once again, it's the same concept as the flat line, but this, you kind of have a little bit more control over it, where you can either do it thin, you can do it thick, you can have a cat eye. I tend to do it a thin on my brides and my clients. I do tend to do a thin one. So the thinner the bristles, the less hair, the better. If it's more thicker, which I do have a brush that's thicker, which is kind of a little bit more, it's thicker, so therefore you'll get a thicker line, but I kind of tend to like the MAC one instead. The last one in the eye section is this brush. A lot of people think that this is a mascara brush, but what this does is it kind of shapes your eyebrow, and I think it's important, you know, to set the eyebrow. And sometimes some people use it to take out mascara, but my main purpose for this is to shape your eyebrows. And now we're going to move on to the face brushes. Let's start off with concealer. Everybody should have a concealer brush. This one is the Sigma Beauty Brush Concealer E70 brush. A concealer brush should be very dense, and they come in different sizes, but this one, it covers small areas. So any blemishes that you may have, especially for me, I like to cover my dark circles, so I tend to go under. And then any blemishes you have, you would kind of tap it on your concealer, and then you kind of like tap it and then you brush it out so it blends into your skin well. So this is a very important brush that everybody should have. The next brush is a foundation brush. I rarely do use this brush because I tend to use sponges on my clients, but this is a very good brush for liquid foundation. People that use liquid foundations. It looks like this. Every company has one. This one is the Sigma Beauty foundation brush. I believe it's F60. So everyone should have, it's very dense. The bristles are very dense, and it's very compact. So it picks up a lot of product to put on your face. And it's a good brush to have as well if you use liquid makeup. Some people tend to use mineral makeup. Mineral makeup, you would use a brush like so. This one is the Powder Blush F10 brush by Sigma Beauty. Now this brush you can use with mineral makeup. It's so soft. A lot of my clients love these brushes because they're so soft, and they're a fan favorite. So it's very, you know, fluffy. And what you would do is you would tap it into the mineral makeup or the powdered makeup or powdered foundation if you like to use that. And, you know, you just apply where needed, and it's good. The next brush are these brushes. I know you guys have seen these brushes and you're like, what do they do? This is what they call a duo fiber brush, and this one is from Sigma Beauty F50. These are the brushes that if you cannot afford an airbrush machine, these brushes give the same airbrush effect. So what you would do is that you would put your foundation, your liquid foundation with the foundation brush, and what you would do with this one is you would kind of like slowly in circular motions go around your face to set the liquid foundation. And I will not kid you, it gives off the same effect as airbrush makeup. A lot of people don't know that. The smaller version is for the under eye area to kind of smooth out the fine lines that a lot of people have, like myself, have. So I think it's a good investment to have both of these brushes because in pictures, photos, videos, it looks like your skin is flawless. The next brush is the large angle contour brush. Now, I use this for contouring. I use it for blush. I use it for a lot of things. And this one is for the F40 brush from Sigma Beauty. Now, with this brush is because it is on an angle, what you would like to do is if you like to define your face, now this is with either contouring, highlighting, or with blush, but I tend to use it with blushes on my clients, is that you would use make sure that's like this, and then you would just bring it up like that. So against your jaw, not your jaw, sorry, your cheekbone, and you would just bring it up that way. That kind of defines your cheek if you want to bring it out with a strong cheekbone. I have strong cheekbones and I like to bring them out. So this is a great brush to use. But you can also use this brush because it's also a blush brush too, because if you like to do the little dot and then just bring it up, you can do that as well. So both brushes can be used at any time for the same purpose. I like both because I'm a makeup fanatic, so I have a problem, but that's neither here or there. The last brush is the large powder brush, and this one is the F30 brush. Now this is your finishing last brush that you would use on your face. This is for to set your makeup. So either with your powdered foundation, with Makeup Forever setting foundation, with MAC's setting foundation, this is the brush that gives you the clean, matted, flawless look. I love this brush. Now, if you have any comments or questions, please be sure to put them in the comment box and I'll be sure to answer them. Also, make sure that you put any suggestions of tutorials that you would like to see that you haven't seen before, and any questions that you want to post to me. I'll make sure I can turn it into a tutorial so that you guys are more aware and, you know, are more comfortable with makeup, because that is my job, to make sure that you guys are comfortable and obsessed with makeup as much as I am. So this concludes my first tutorial. Be on the lookout for the next one, which will come out next Tuesday. Follow me on Twitter at Makeup by Patty. And also check out my website, www.patriciaambrosemakeup.com. See you next Tuesday. Bye.